Welcome, 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 trivalent beings of spirit, mind, and body. Time for the Ask Doc Alkebulanese Solution Show, sponsored by Prometheus Reborn Universal Foundation, also known as Proof. Its mission is to spread the trivalent understanding noetics, featuring stand-up philosophy that includes anthropology, psychology, biology, metaphysics, medicine, psychodrama, comedy, and music through a genre called edutainment, educating while entertaining, coined by KRS-One. The host of this wonderful show is Dr. Kwaku L. Carlisle Woods, RN, MD, MED1, and myself, co-host, Dr. Hamida Rockman Woods, MED, PhD, MED2. Well, as you already know, I have the PH.
I have the M. We both have D's. That makes us Doc Square.
The title of the day's show is This Reality Real?
Good question, y'all. We're gonna get to that in just a minute. But first and foremost, the Hip Hope Trio Plus.
Yeah.
We have some new events coming up in addition to our new class that we'll be talking about later on in the show. But the Earl B. Turner Recreation Center over on
that
Miles.
slide of the Hip Hop Trio Plus, we like to see that before we go to the next.
There it is.
Yes.
There it
Have to
is.
show us off. That's Shelly K to probably you all's right.
That's their left.
Okay, they're left. And which is Michelle Kendall, myself, Essie Bassett. Of course, that wonderful man that you see wearing that crown that I made for him.
Yes.
Dr. Kwaku L. Carlisle Woods.
That'd be me.
And then Kenya, which we call KK.
KK.
That's her stage name.
Yes, indeed. She's our musical director.
Yes. And Shelly does amongst other things as well.
She's an instrumentalist.
She wears a lot of hats.
Yes, she does. She's our producer. She does a whole bunch of stuff for us, but we all have several different roles.
I share.
I say indeed. And we're going to be pursuing those roles again at the Earl Turner Recreation Center. As soon as we make out a schedule, they got right over there right now a 3D printing outfit, a whole bunch of computer assist, a recording studio that you can go make your own music or do your own podcast at. They got so much stuff over there that's free. They can teach you and let you practice new skills and new jobs that are just now coming available in this electronic age. If the Lord says the same and the ancestors agree, we are going to be over there teaching. And I've talked to just about everybody over there, and they're all, yeah, we want that really, really bad. So if the Lord says the same, within the next 30 days, we should have a schedule of classes over at that particular center. And if I'm not mistaken, they got 3 more just like it throughout the city.
Yes.
This goes in line with the proposal that we're finishing up to submit to the city of Cleveland for edutainment and education, not the training that we have been doing. But
we want to greet the first person that's on today, this evening, David.
Apia Awuzu.
Yeah.
David.
He says, hello, greetings, my precious queen mother, and awesome king Nana Amwa.
That's my Ghanaian name.
Much love.
I am Chief Kwaku Amwa. I like that name. Kwaku Amwa. Yes. Now, but we have to now get into the show. Is this reality real? I want to quote from several sources to start this show. And just about all of them are going to be Republican politicians, except one, who is Howard Stern, a talk show host. First, Elizabeth Spears, ex-editor of the New York Observer, told Jared Kushner that line 44.5, I don't like to say our ex-president's name. He likes that too much. I call him what he is, line 44.5. He's not a whole person, so he can't be the 45th president. He's 44.5. Lion 44.5. Okay. Now, Elizabeth Spears, and that's her picture. She looks like a Lizzie. My mother's an Elizabeth, too. Of the New York Observer told Jared Kushner that line 44.5's birtherism stance, and that's when he said that Barack wasn't born in America. He was actually born someplace else other than the United States. And she said that stance was viewed as cynical and racist. Jared rolled his eyes and said, he doesn't really believe it, Elizabeth. He just knows Republicans are stupid and they'll buy it. Now, this is the son-in-law and political consultant for line 44.5. So you can't say that this is tinged with any type of favoritism against his father-in-law. But we want to move on to Olivia Troy. This was Vice President Pence's lead advisor on COVID. And she states that at a task force meeting, line 44.5 said, and that's her picture right there, he said, maybe COVID restrictions weren't so bad a thing. I don't like to shake hands with people. And I don't have to shake hands with these disgusting people. These are his supporters who voted for him, attended his rallies, and gave him money every day. And that's how he thinks about them, as disgusting people. Howard Stern is next. Howard Stern, who I really did like his comedy shows and stuff like that, because he was kind of off the wall. That's Howard. Ha, ha, ha. He had an Alkebulanese female as his co-host, of course.
Still do. Oh, he's closed for good now?
No. He still
he still has her.
He's still rapping.
Just saw it the other day. Okay.
Howard Stern said, the people line 44.5 despise most are actually the people that love him the most. Think about that. He doesn't even let them in his effing hotel. And he's disgusted with them. And this is a quote from Howard Stern. This is not my words. This is Howard Stern's words. Last but not least, we have Stephanie Grisham. Stephanie Grisham is a former White House press secretary for line 44.5. And Ms. Grisham said,
we should have that slide.
He knows he's lying. Oh, yeah, that's her face. Look at that strong chin. Hot dog. He knows he's lying. He used to tell me when I was press secretary to go out there and say this. And if it was fake, he would say, it doesn't matter, Stephanie. Just say it over and over and over again. People will believe it. He knows his base believes in him. He knows he can basically say anything and his base will believe what he says, she continued. Line 44.5 has told more documented lies than any other person in history. There has been no person, no character, no individual who has more documented lies than line 44.5. Now, don't believe me? Okay. He said there was fraud in the 2020 election when more than 60 legal cases could find no sign of any extensive or widespread irregularities. And this was done by judges that he often put on the bench and made judges. He had absolutely no reason, no way, and no means or methods by which he could prove that any irregularity happened in the 2020 election that would have changed the president. But he told enough people that we had millions believing that. He also said that COVID was a hoax. A worldwide hoax? A worldwide hoax. By who? For what?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Here's a couple of more. The most telling lie: it didn't rain on his inauguration. Yes, it did. 2, the most dangerous lie: the coronavirus was under control. This was a guy who said it's just like catching a cold. You just turn around and one day it'll be gone like magic. And he knew that was a lie. He's telling reporters, at the same time he's telling the population of this country these lies, he's telling reporters, oh, it's killing people left and right, and you can't never catch this sucker. Yeah, you better not never get it because it's going to take you out.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, he's lying to the population, which led to more than the 1.2 million. It's probably more like 1.7 million dead Americans because of his dangerous lies. The most traditional big lie: he didn't know about the payment to Stormy Daniels. Yeah, right. Yeah. The most depressing lie: he won the election. I think I'd get him up. Yeah, that wasn't depressing as some other lies I can come up with.
Right.
The most shameless campaign lie: Biden will destroy protections as protections for pre-existing conditions.
Yes.
This was in the Obamacare.
Mm-hmm.
Biden would destroy protections in Obamacare for pre-existing conditions. There was never anybody who said that except him. The biggest lie by omission: Trump ended family separation. No, he started family separation. He took children away from their parents at the border. He did these things. He also stated that he built hundreds of miles of wall at our southern border. No, he didn't. He built less than 50 miles. He also said that he added hundreds to thousands of jobs. No, he didn't. He just didn't. He also said that his prosecutions, all of these 90-some odd indictments, were being ordered by Joe Biden. No, Joe Biden specifically said, I'm not going to be involved in any way with any prosecution of my predecessor. He left that to the Attorney General, who took charge and is doing all of this stuff. Again, line 44.5. Now, we won't even get into the January 6th lies and all of the things that he said on that day to emphasize and exacerbate all of the fear and anger that his supporters were feeling from being told that he was taken out of the lead by various frauds. Okay, we could go on and talk about his lies, his half-truths, his misrepresentations of reality. We could go on and on and on for about 3,751 days. Because that's how many lies, who said this? The New York Times. That's how many lies the New York Times documented that this man told. 3,751. Now, if someone you knew lied to you on a daily basis.
Yeah, that next slide. Mm-hmm.
If someone you knew lied to you on a daily basis, you would choose them to lead you?
Close up. Mm-hmm.
Not somebody who thought well, but we're going to get into that in just a few seconds. You would choose this person, this known liar, to lead you? Why? You would choose this known liar to lead you where? You would choose a known liar to lead you for what? Anybody who believes a known liar is directionless. They're hopeful, as it states on the slide, they're hopeful that this person is going to tell them the truth. But reality is showing you over and over and over that that isn't true. People who believe a known liar is without moral direction. Obviously, they don't have the morals to understand that truth is preferable to lies. Lies should be disregarded, and the people who tell them should be shunned. People who believe a known liar are at a loss and without understanding of most reality.
Hey, Doc, Charles Hundley text message us and said he hates that idiot. That's Tank.
Okay.
Okay. Charles, that's right.
That's Tank. That's our boy.
Well, thank
From
you,
back in the
Tank,
day.
for your support
Absolutely.
into reality.
Now, if this guy told you he wanted to be a dictator and kill or prosecute his opponents, you would vote for them because, why? Democracy is something that you're tired of dealing with? Okay. Then please leave this country. Because this country has been the linchpin of democratic life since Napoleon introduced the concept to Europe about 2 centuries ago.
Yeah, those European leaders. That's right. Yeah.
Right. Democracy had been the foundations of many governments in Alkebulan in Asia, but it was a foreign thing to Europeans.
That next slide. Yes.
It was a completely foreign thing. This is what Europeans were used to dealing with. Over and over and over and over and over and over for centuries. They had no concept of democracy until the French Revolution. Immediately after which, and the French Revolution was like about 1790 some odd, Napoleon, about 1815, 1818, told kings, dukes, princes, and all the other royalties, y'all ain't running nothing here no more. Anything goes with Carla.
Yes.
Hello, my family.
Good, Carla.
Yes, indeed. That's my girl. And anything goes with Carla. Europeans, however, it wasn't anything goes with them. The only thing that went with them was somebody telling them that they were going to relieve them from the fears that every European went through life trying to hide, fight, and deny. We right now are approaching a major milestone in our nation's maturation. Spiritual maturation is something that we will have a whole class on, but it basically takes you from being a newborn infant when everything was about you. to a place in which it's not about you, it's not even about your family, it's not even about your neighborhood, it's about life. Mm-hmm. It's about all life. We'll get into that in another show. But this concept of spiritual maturation is what we are going through right now. And we're having to fight the battle of juvenile, immature people who only think about them. You have to understand. You don't have to, but it would be good. An infant comes into this world only thinking about themselves. As they progress through infancy, they stop thinking only about themselves and start thinking about themselves and their mother or mother figure. That expands to include father and rest of family as they get older. That expands to include community, city, state, country, as they eclipse the teen years and get into their 20s and go on to mature where they're not thinking about themselves at all. They're thinking about family, they're thinking about legacy, they're thinking about, again, all life. Okay, that's one of many lessons that Europeans decided not to teach as our ancestors went from Africa to chains. We got a song about that very same topic. This is Global Entertainment song done by O.G. Shankster. And it is appropriately entitled, From Africa to Chains.
Y'all know what? I gotta feed my people, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta feed my conscious people. Give you some information on where we are descendants from Africa. Y'all call it Africa. I call it Alkebulanese. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a little message on where we come from, y'all. Check this out. We come from Africa to change to the field to the streets. Yeah, that's me. We come from Africa to change to the fields to the streets. I guess that's me. We come from Africa to change to the fields to the streets. Yeah, that's we. We come from Africa to change, from the change to the field to the streets. Yeah, that's me. Well, let me holler at my third eye world, close with precision and painting perfect pictures of new dimensions in your lenses. Everybody can see the vision. Pay close attention to verbal conversation that's getting heated all across the nation. We got the power to focus on a decision. Spoken through politicians, speaking out loud throughout the competition. The world been ready for change, ain't no escape from the stain. Left from the shackles and chains that they forgot to mention. We overcame every obstacle that was laid. Prophesied through the graves, through the words of by Dr. King. He had a dream that we all came to the border. Been 40 years since the slaughter, now it's time to let your voices ring. Pick up your voice and let freedom ring through the notes. Stand on what you believe and everybody can cope. The time has come to be brave, stand by the king in his grave. Embrace the road that was paved and let your conscience breathe. From Africa to change to the field to the streets. Yeah, that's me. We come from Africa to change to the fields to the streets. I guess that's me. We come from Africa to change to the fields to the streets. Yeah, that's we. We come from Africa to change, from the change to the fields to the streets. Yeah, that's me. What would you do if I gave you the world and the things in it? Could you manage on controlling this pearl with a bling finish? Would you polish it and set it aside cause it seemed blemished? Trying to comprehend the words that I'm speaking when I'm not finished. Pay attention cause I'm speaking in tongues with a third sentence. If you can hear me, you can sponsor this song cause the drum's hitting. I'm only giving you a part of the page, but you won't listen. I provided you the mic and the stage and I'm done spitting. What would you do if I gave you the power to read minds? Would you use it with the knowledge I gave you to read signs? Probably fabricate the money you make in the ease time. Penitentiary wasn't good for these brothers, but we mine. What would you do if I gave you the power to cure AIDS? Would you sacrifice the life of another to get laid? Would you fornicate the profit you pocket to getting paid? And you wonder why these babies is dropping from getting sprayed? We come from Africa to change to the field to the streets. Yeah, that's me. We come from Africa to change to the fields to the streets. I guess that's started dealing these rockets to get away. Cause what goes around is turning the tables and they afraid. So they feed off the umbilical cords, a former slave. Not a prophet, I'm just consciously speaking what I was given. Think it's time for us to pick up the pieces and start the healing. Generation of dysfunctional people are still in prison. Sleepwalking through the jaws of destruction, they trying to kill them. We can stop them if we open our eyes and storm the building. We too busy in our personal lives to even hear them. You can feel me, grab a hold of your speaker so I can reach you. Force feed you while I'm breathing in demons to stop the legions. Dr. King had his reason for dreaming when he was sleeping. Suicidal in the biblical season to stop the heathen. Made it possible for millions to make it through segregation. He was shot without a probable cause, no hesitation. If I told you he was sent from above to stain the pavement, would you ride? Would you gather his people to debate the nation? No excuse for being lazy and driven with aggravation. 30 years I've been changing the streets, running with Satan. But today I got the power to make it do what it do. So I'm giving you the pearl from the Father, what you gon' do? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything except the truth. And the choices that you make affect the choices of our youth. We come from Africa to change, change to the field to the streets. Yeah, that's me. We come from Africa to change, change to the field to the streets. I guess that's me. We come from Africa to change, change to the field to the streets. Yeah, that's we. We come from Africa to change, from the change to the field to the streets. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me.
Yes.
Now, right now.
Okay. We're approaching milestones, as I stated before, but we have to be very, very careful of the deception and the tricks that are going to be played on us as we reach this milestone. I am not particularly worried about lying 44.5. I don't have to worry about him burning the cross on my lawn or trying to stop me from obtaining anything that I have a right to possess. No, it's going to be others that I have to worry about, because line 44.5 is going to lose the election, and he's going to claim he won it. Watch what I say. He's going to lose, and he's going to lose badly. And he's going to say, how can I lose that badly when I got all these people who are supporting me? No, you don't. As you have lied every step of the way in your whole entire existence, you're doing it now. No, there are approximately 350 million people in America. About 30 some odd million people support Lion 44.5. That is a very small number when compared to the population. The only question is, how much of that population is going to go and vote in November? I'm thinking that it's going to be a larger percentage of the population that has ever voted. And they are going to defeat his ass up one side, down the other. He will not say that, though, because if he does, he goes to jail for the rest of his life. He has absolutely no problem with causing a civil war in America and having his followers institute a violent reaction to what he's going to say is cheating that has never been seen before in election history. Guaranteed. No, we're not going to let that occur. And we need to have military, we need to have police, and we need to have other keepers of the peace ready after the election to, number one, put down his followers, and number two, put him in the jail that he belongs in.
Let's put up the reminder of January the 6th, a slide of that, of the behavior of those people who followed him.
Mm-hmm.
The message that they were sending to
Oh, yeah.
Pence in that particular slide.
Yes, they wanted to kill him. They wanted to hang him, and they said so. But they had been told that by lying 44.5. That Pence had betrayed them by doing what every other vice president had done since the beginning of this country. The problem is not line 44.5. We will always have pink men who feel they should tell everybody else how to live because they are strong. He kept talking about Viktor Orban being strong. You had to be strong in Europe to survive the weather, the climate, the lack of food, and each other. That's Viktor Orban. He who, just like line 44.5, ran in an election, got elected to be the leader of his country, and then was voted out. When he was voted out, he spent his time insulating himself from politics.
Yay, Dulcie. Thank you for supporting us. I did notice that you shared our flyer for our next class.
Yes.
Glad you're here to join us today.
Absolutely.
That's Doe. Doe.
Yeah,
Doe.
An artist. What's up, Doe?
Doe.
Got any questions? You can call in on the screen. I'm loading up the number right
you can
now.
put it out.
Yeah.
Number's right there if you want to call in, or you could type in a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is the associate of our daughters, Diane and
He is.
Sheila. So,
Absolutely.
Hey, I want to shout out to Tank. He said he just had to sign off because he's in the hospital with his aunt has just passed. So
wow.
our condolences, Tank.
She's
Charles
a new
Hunt.
ancestor.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, y'all. These pink men who are getting on about being strong, yeah, that's what Europe always had as its calling card. Strong. Not wise, not considerate, not moral, not understanding, not empathetic, not intelligent. Oh, no. Those were not characteristics that Europeans were high on. These things have never been a consideration in the European leaders. Military might, physical strength and endurance, political ability, and the ability to invoke fear in the population that only I can remove.
European military leaders slide, that's what they're used to, that military
Yes,
history.
indeed. Marshall Folk,
Yes,
George Clemenceau, Lloyd George, Victorio Orlando, and Sidney Sonimo. These are all historical European leaders. They were all, again, military accomplished, physical strength and endurance, political ability, and the ability to bring up fears that they, and only they, could get rid of. British Prime Minister Lloyd George went and had a meeting with a guy by the name of Adolf Hitler and came back, there he is. He came back from that meeting declaring peace in our time, I have brought you peace. Yeah, and all the English folks were really, really happy until about 2 months later, World War II started. Yeah. This was what Europeans were trained to expect, respect, and put into positions of leadership. And this did not make a difference whether that leader was male or female. Queens, Victoria, Elizabeth, Catherine, all the rest, they were judged on the same scale as the men. They had to be militarily aware and alike, physical strength and endurance, political ability, all the same stuff that they had to act like a man in order to be a good queen. The problem in ignorance, that means not understanding, and stupidity, that means not wanting to understand, are people who vote without knowledge or understanding and who fight against programs or means to develop understanding or knowledge. They fight against these programs as being woke.
Just a moment. We want to shout out to Matthew Kendall.
Look
Hello,
at
my
me!
brother and sister and the rest of the wonderful family. Brother Mick, God bless you. God bless you as well.
Absolutely,
Dear
Matt.
Brother Matthew, we appreciate your support.
Your support and your
Love back
family.
to you. Yes, and your
Boom, boom,
wonderful
boom.
family.
Ha-ha. Got you.
So blessed.
Yes, indeed, my
Thanks
brother.
for sharing your blessings.
And this has always kind of messed me up. Understanding, knowledge, awareness is fought by pink people, primarily pink males, as being woke. Now, Ron DeSantis down in Florida is probably the main culprit in this, but he has many imitators all over the planet, especially all over the country. Republicans have been fighting against being woke.
And that's something we want our young people to be, is woke. So we're going to give a shout out to the twins,
Good
the Random Brothers.
Random Brothers.
Greetings to you as well. And we have a call.
We have a caller? Oh my! Then maybe we got a question for Doc Square.
Yeah, though.
Is that Tom?
Ah, that feels like the twins.
That's yeah.
That's
though.
Yedo. Okay.
Yedo.
Yedo. Okay.
Yeah, though.
Yedo.
Thank you
Hey,
for
Yedo.
rolling of the tongue on that. I will
Loved
remember
it.
to pronounce it
Loved
much better.
Hey, yeah, though, I got a question.
Yedo.
Before you ask a question, yeah, though, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do.
How did you
What's going on?
How'd you get the name Yedo?
Oh, I say that a lot.
Yedo.
It's like though.
Yeah,
It's when it's in the Bible, and then
That's
I put
true.
the extra A on it,
There it is.
and then I turned the though into like the slang like John Doe, but I added extra E to it, so it's
There it
two
is.
A's, two E's,
I love
and
it.
it's just catchy. It's very catchy.
It's very
Ah,
creative.
It is. It feels like
It's very imaginative.
And he is a
Yeah.
creator.
Thank
He's an artist.
Yeah.
We're gonna be working with him.
feels like an edutainer.
Yes,
Talking about
absolutely.
Edutainment, man.
Now, my
Yeah.
brother, you're supposed to be asking Doc Square a question. Please do so.
Yeah, I got a great question that
Okay.
I tend to find myself what we just were speaking on previously, being woke. And I do have a brand that involves the I. And it usually gets taken negativity for the darks and things like that. But
I understand.
I got a question for the spiritual aspect when it comes to like the I and being woke. The third I is that like read the first I that we see when it comes to awareness, sense, consciousness, and everything like that on a deep level.
Okay, I understand the nature, but I don't understand the question. What question are you asking?
Meaning, like, how do we know that we are actually woke?
Okay, good question. I got you. Two things. Thing number one, your spirit is the thing that keeps you or makes you woke. Now, your spirit does three different things. Your spirit enables, your spirit protects, and your spirit imagines or visualizes. Anytime you look inside yourself and you imagine something or you see something, or even when you go and remember a event that happened and you visualize it, that is your spirit doing that. Your spirit makes images and sends these images to your mind. Your mind's job is to evaluate these images, compare them, measure them, do what things minds do, and come up with a meaning for this image. And the meaning for this image is what your mind tells you. And that meaning means that you have to do something, or maybe nothing, about the meaning of the image that your spirit has given you. Visualizing is spiritual. When I first got to Cleveland, I had a problem with my students because my students didn't know how to listen. Listening means that you hear a sound and you make an image about what the sound means. That's listening. Now, we learned to listen. Old schoolers had to learn to listen because we didn't have no televisions or laptops or smartphones. All we had was a radio.
Yeah.
So we had to learn to listen to the radio. Learning means that you practice something that you understand until it becomes part of you. So we had to learn, practice it until it became part of us, to make pictures out of the sounds that we had coming out of our radio. That's listening.
Yeah, or our TV that had a broken tube.
Yeah, sometimes it did. Yeah, sometimes it did. But my young students, when I first got to Cleveland and started teaching them for CMSD, they did not have that. They had never been in a situation where they didn't have a TV, a laptop, or a smartphone to look at. So they never had to make images out of what they heard. So as a result, they had a problem listening. They had a problem listening to the parents. They had a problem listening to their teachers. They had a problem listening to each other. That's why when you see them, everybody's talking. Yeah. That spiritual aspect of their being was taken. It was not understood by pink people, and it sure was not, let's just say, encouraged. As a result, we got a whole generation of children, young people, who are missing a major aspect of their spiritual functioning because they have never been taught to listen. Does any of that make sense, my brother?
It does. It does. It confirmed a few things that I call experience. I love to call experience in life because of that part. And I heard a lot of things that you said that, confirmed some stuff. So personally that I'm going through as well and experiencing. So yeah, it does.
All right. There you go.
I appreciate that you shared that and enlightened me in ways. So
yes, sir.
Definitely helps.
And Yadu, we would love for you to come to our class that's April, but we're going to put the flyer up. The first class is free. The introduction is free. So you may want to take the time to come out and check it out.
Yes, because we will be teaching you. YOU. That stands for your own understanding. Which you have never got. Nobody has been taught their own understanding unless they've come to the trivalent understanding classes. That's why
All
these
right, then.
that's why these people wanted me to go to the United Nations and talk at the Incentive to Innovation Conference, because they recognized that it was an old ability that mankind had just simply forgot they had. And I brought it back to their understanding. Okay?
Well, thank you.
You're
You're
so welcome.
Yeah, dope. Yeah,
Thank
dope.
you
Yeah,
for
dope.
joining
Yeah,
us.
You got one other
Yeah,
question.
dope.
If you got another question, you have one more.
You can
to
ask up to 2.
Do you
All
have
right,
another question?
Yeah,
Sit back and think about it.
well, this is
They'll have
this is still on a spiritual aspect.
Come on
because
now.
it's something I experienced too. But
Come
you
on now.
believe in angels?
Do I believe in
You
angels?
believe in angels?
Good question.
Excellent question. Yes.
And not the bad angels, like actual good angels.
The one that fell
No.
from grace.
Let me answer that question in 2 ways. Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, I believe in ancestors. I believe in spiritual beings. Well, one of my, and I tell everybody this, I'm strange. And I tell everybody who first meets me, that's the first thing that comes out of my mouth.
He does.
I'm strange. I am probably the strangest person you have ever met. If you live to be 100, you will never meet anybody as strange as moi. And I got many reasons to say that. The one that comes to my mind right now is the fact that I died. I got blown up by a rocket-propelled grenade in Vietnam, tore a hole in my back and my left hip, and I bled to death. And if it hadn't been for my OP partner, a crazy Hawaiian by the name of John Kalama, who shot a corpsman in the leg and made him take me out of the body bag and resuscitate me, I might have stayed dead. But it was
your
about...
spirit and everything is real.
Oh, yes, sir.
Can't even tell.
Well, 2 months later, I remembered what happened when I died. I am now in Japan in a place called Camp Zama. And I have a hip spike cast on up to here and covers my whole left side. But I remember what happened when I died and went to this warm, lit place. That light was everywhere, but there was no place for it to come from. It was just everywhere. And it was warm. It was about 85, 86 degrees. And you felt this enabling energy from everywhere. Now, I am there and I'm feeling this as beings. Some were human, some were not. Were telling me, no, this is not your time. You're not supposed to be here. And they're further telling me, no, because you said you were going to go into life and do yada, 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 and you promised God you were going to do yada, 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 and you was also supposed to do yada, 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 and you ain't done none of that stuff, so get on back down. Now, me, myself, I'm fighting, I'm cussing, I'm kicking these beings or trying to like hell. All of the martial arts that I have learned all my life, I'm using on these beings.
None of them work.
None of them work. As they're pushing me back from the place that a Akan called Awuo back down to this reality. I remember that. I remember that just like I remember what I did this morning when I got up out of bed. I'm serious as a heart attack. But this isn't just me. This is almost every human being who has ever died and come back. They all have the same story because we all go through the same process.
Speaking to one of them, myself, as we speak.
Yes, sir. I feel you. I definitely feel you there. Ancestors who are enabling, when they leave here, they get assigned other responsibilities in other realities.
Might have to talk about
So
that.
the true question was really when I know I spoke about. You cut out. I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm still here.
There you go. You back. There you
okay.
go.
Good.
There we go. Come on, tell me, my brother, what were you saying?
The true question was following up about the angels.
Okay, come on with
I
the angels.
They are ancestors that's communicating with us, and I find dying's a lot like at special times and things like that in the most places that I'll be like, wow, but I pay attention and I know when I'm submitting, I speak, and as I pray and things like that, when I get
Yes,
deep
sir.
into the spiritual aspect,
Yes,
like
sir.
I pay attention to that and I pick up a lot of diamonds everywhere, and it's just like good feeling. The sun may be shining very bright or just be different signs and stuff. So it's like, at first I was
Yeah,
just thinking
I
like,
do.
am I, crazy in my mind, or is
No.
this something that I'm making up, or is
No.
this something that's,
No. Again, the name of this show, the name of this particular show is this reality real? And the answer to that question is yes, but it is one of many realities.
Yes.
It is one of many. I have dealt with at least 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 different realities since I've been born, since I've been here. And I've told everybody who ever known me this, I thought everybody did. I thought everybody flew. I thought everybody could change from being themselves to being something else. This is what I thought as a child. And I thought that at night, everybody switched realities and went to lots and lots of other different realities. We do. It's called dreaming.
Yeah.
But I consider them to be as real as anything that I was going through awake in St. Louis. Does that answer your question, my brother?
Yeah, that's very confirmation right there. So
there you go.
Satisfied with that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Lord bless
you for sharing your blessings.
Yes.
Yeah,
those questions are blessings.
Thank you, guys.
You're gonna have to come to class,
always.
man. You got to come to class. It's right there on the screen, right there. You got to come to the next class. It's free.
It looked as though earlier, I think it was yesterday, he saw it and he shared it, right?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah, though.
Yeah, though.
Yeah, though.
Yeah,
Like
though.
yeah, though.
Okay.
Like
though.
with a D though.
Yeah.
We've been communicating. I've been seeing his name, but no one pronounced it for me. Now I hear the name.
Okay.
I could put the person with the name.
I got it on the.
There you go.
I got the pronunciation on the page. So
there you go.
Press
all right.
on the little
And I didn't pay close enough attention.
Matter of fact,
those
a very, very talented special artist, man. We definitely want to work with him real soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
He also wants to be an intern with us, helping us out with the sound staging. And
we can do that.
Because he's going to school for that right now, Yedo.
We could do that.
Correct.
Oh,
Correct.
He's at the Ohio Media School, or where you at now?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's true.
I got some other outlets for your talents, my brother. We need to talk. We will. This is no accident.
So that's what I'm here for.
There it is.
I understand the mission. So
there it is, my brother.
I
feel you. Yes, indeed.
All right.
There you go.
So thank you all for having me and answering that and enlightening more. So
you're
God
so
bless
very.
all and
Lord bless you.
Continue.
And the ancestors continue to protect you.
Please share and follow and help us get some more subscribers up. Everybody who's listening, get the algorithm up. Share, like, subscribe, everything.
We got that
Absolutely.
going.
My brother, give it up for
Yedo. Now, whoever thought there would be a political movement against being aware? That's what the Republicans are doing. That's what anti-woke is about. That's where we are, and that's where we need to fight, eliminate, and prevent growth of these people. How do we do that? You should be asking right now, how does this occur? How are we going to stop these people who have what's called cognitive dissonance?
Yeah, you could put that slide up of Trump's followers.
Yes.
That cartoon.
Very stupid people, very stupid people. Yeah. And yet I suspect he's really referring to us. And he has said so. And he has been saying so almost all his life. And it has been reported. These people don't care. Cognitive dissonance is the state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions and attitude changes. Now, to break that down, that's what the dictionary says. To break that down, thoughts and attitudes are not in sync with actions. You're saying something, but you're acting a totally different way. Your talk is not mirrored by your actions. That is cognitive dissonance. And that is what all of lying, well, the vast majority, let's say, of lying 44.5 people are.
Now, at the very bottom of the cartoon, you can see it says, he's one of us. Well, he's stupid too.
Yes, he is one of you. He is.
Doesn't want to know.
He is
He
ignorant
doesn't want to be awake.
and stupid.
He doesn't want to
He
be
is ignorant. He doesn't have a lot of information, and everybody who's ever worked with him has made note of that fact, that he doesn't seem to understand basic truths of life. And he is, to the largest extent, totally unconcerned with being intelligent or knowing anything. You should be asking again right now, how do we stop this? And that's the subject of our next two programs. At this point, simply investigate. I tell everybody, do not use anything I say as your absolute truth. Use it as a starting point for you doing your own investigations. Don't use Fox or other right-leaning messengers that are paying billions of dollars to cover their lies, frauds, and misstatements that endorse known liars, traitors, and anti-democratic stooges for lying 44.5 and his crew. With this as fuel, we are feeding our children the undiluted grapes of wrath. Now, there was a guy by the name of Mississippi Charles Bevel that wrote a song called Not a Season. And Not a Season was written about humanity, since humanity is the only being that we know that have no mating season. None whatsoever. We mate 24/7, 365, and you know I ain't lying. But he gave us permission to take this song and put our own spin on it. There was a guy who wrote a book, John Steinbeck, wrote a book called The Grapes of Wrath. They made it into a movie. And in this book and in the movie, he stated that people whose purpose has been blocked or eliminated develop a energy, a defeating, somewhat de-enabling energy. And this energy is what's called the Grapes of Wrath. The Hip Hop Trio Plus have a rendition of the song Not a Season that we call the Grapes of Wrath.
Baby's coming to this world, not a season. Even if we don't, they know the reasons. And the one who sends them gives them gifts to care. Tells them, children, take your time, but do not tarry. You will all arrive but naked, endowed to make it. You should have everything you need when you get there. But you should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. You should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. Gods and babies, they don't know how we are divided. If they did, the sin them never would have been decided. Red and brown, black and white, how we mock them. Rich and poor, high or low, is how we stop them. Why do we make those distinctions when we don't have an inkling of what each child will bring, how they'll share? We just take their gifts and crush like we don't care. Then we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath. Yes, we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath. They should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. They should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. So we all get in line for a young one. Some will grab 10 or 12, some will get none. And the children chose by rich ones will be pampered, while the children left to poor ones will be hampered. Why do we act like such heathens when every known religion teaches us each and every child is in our care? But we just take their gifts and crush them like we don't care. Then we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath.
Yes, we send them out to harvest. Yes, we send them out to harvest.
Yes, we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath. Whoa, whoa,
Next week, we start with solutions. Peace, which stands for proper education always corrects error. We're going to fly in the face of those people who don't want us to learn history, biology, culture. And we're going to start with that, and we're going to move into the trivalent understanding noetics that will teach you what you are, who you are, where you are, and when you are, so that you can determine why you are. And we're going to eliminate the democracy killers, and we're going to teach you the difference between education and training. We're doing this to make sure that those voters are educated as to their own being and the reasons why they have to vote.
Yes. And we want to thank everyone that supported us.
Yes,
those
we
who
do.
made comments and those who just gave us a thumbs up, subscribed, and became followers. We appreciate your energy.
Absolutely. Lord bless you and the ancestors protect you.
Yes.
And we must say
Peace.
peace. Again, which stands for proper education always corrects error.
Oh, you made it to the end of the video. Well, I am tired a little bit differently. I'm dressed as Baba Amwa. If you would like more of your own understanding, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
And go to the sites that we have listed around us. The Most High is good.
And the ancestors are kind.
Thanks
for having us on your minds.
Peace.